Good afternoon. My name is Taylor Hennessy, and I'm the CEO of Eclipsed Sounds, as well as our vocal mode design lead. Eclipsed Sounds' digital vocalists are deeply sampled, accuracy-focused virtual instruments for the Synthesizer V Studio engine that replicate a specific singer's voice for users all around the world to implement in their works. Ethics are a focus in our work, and all singers we work with collaborate directly with us to create this software, and are compensated during the recording process and receive royalties on the sale of each copy of their software. Thank you for your support. Vocal modes are a powerful feature included in Synthesizer V Studio that allow users to change the tone of a vocal based on specific styles included in the dataset and isolated by developers. In our new vocal lineup, the tone chroma, vocal modes are designed primarily for different expressions within a vocal's genre of focus, and secondarily for additional flexibility when leaving a voice database's range of genre coverage. This video examines one of our newest voices, GALENAIA for Synthesizer V Studio 2. GALENAIA was created in collaboration with operatic soprano Laura Gomez, a vocalist with years of training in classical and operatic genres, making GALENAIA the perfect start for our violet chroma featuring vocals of highly trained specialties.
Por siempre cantar ella nació, intentar sus pecados borrar, resurge del pasado, es extraño ayer. Si me mueve el tiempo en espiral, sin mis mecanismos atascar, ¿qué puedo hacer si para el escenario es que no sé?
GALENAIA was entirely recorded in Spanish, but thanks to Synthesizer V Studio 2's industry-leading cross-lingual synthesis features, it can sing in any of the languages supported by the software, including English, which we will highlight today.
All in cadence, soulless still our nothingness, reveling our canvases, stars watch over us. We sail, hearts on our sing our echoes ring forever. It's a circle, our universe changed.
Without user intervention, GALENAIA's default sound is naturally elegant and operatic, featuring consistent, classical-style pronunciation across the entire range. However, GALENAIA's full voice database contains a variety of tones to adjust this specialization, or to forgo it entirely. To provide flexible options when working with GALENAIA, we've provided two distinct groups of vocal modes. The first set of 4 modes is for different classical expressions, and the second group, with 2 modes, allows users to shift GALENAIA partially or wholly into a more contemporary sound. We do want to note, the contemporary tone of GALENAIA is primarily suitable for Spanish usage. Due to her base dataset being classically oriented, pronunciation changes in the contemporary modes do not carry over well between languages and are not recommended. More experienced users may not find this difficult to adjust to their liking, but we suggest that newer users not expect to rely on these contemporary modes in languages other than Spanish. Stable. Stable creates a more uniform vocal performance from GALENAIA, preferring tonal consistency over nuances of expression. It also creates a slightly clearer sound.
Logran captar el brillo estelar, formando los astros, rodeando la paz.
This mode can be used to reduce some dramatic aspects of GALENAIA's voice for simpler pieces, to create additional layers or backing vocals that can blend more easily with primary tracks, or to add additional clarity to GALENAIA's tone for increased presence while mixing. Supported. Solidifying and strengthening GALENAIA's voice, Supported also adds clarity, but does so while bringing out more emotive performance in both tonality and pitch articulation.
Logran captar el brillo estelar, formando las astras, rodeando la paz.
This mode can be used to adjust the main vocal line of a piece featuring GALENAIA to command more focus, or to add a degree of power and volume while entering the most impactful part of a piece. Rounded. Rounded primarily affects pronunciation, but also brings GALENAIA to a slightly more cold tone while doing so, and is one of two modes that falls strictly under operatic stylization, without inclusion of other classical or choral styles.
Logran captar el brillo estelar, formando las astras, rodeando la paz.
This mode can be used to adjust pronunciation naturally and subtly across a specific portion of the piece, or to create a more dramatic performance in low notes by shifting suddenly into the mode. Throaty. Pulling GALENAIA's sound more to the back of her throat, Throaty brings out more extreme vibrato for dramatic moments, and, at its highest values, can be used to give GALENAIA an exaggerated, old-school, warbly tone.
Logran captar el brillo estelar, formando las astras, rodeando la paz.
This mode can be used to provide a realistically dramatic performance on GALENAIA's highest notes, or to adjust GALENAIA's vocal character on the whole for layering or a more stylized performance. Warm. One of GALENAIA's two contemporarily styled modes, Warm provides a soft and inviting tone characteristic of pop ballads and gentle acoustic pieces.
Logran captar el brillo estelar, formando los astros, rodeando la paz.
This mode can be used in combination with nasal for even more contemporary stylization, to adjust tone to be softer and less operatic at smaller values, avoiding a full shift into a non-classical style. To create a soft, mellow, and contemporary sound at high values. Or to relax GALENAIA's operatic pronunciation on the whole, using only the pronunciation controls of the vocal mode. Nasal. The second of GALENAIA's contemporary modes, nasal provides a sharp and strong tone that carries a degree of power alongside it, perfect to induce a more piercing, belted tone, or for a stronger contemporary sound.
Logran captar el brillo estelar, formando los astros, rodeando la paz.
This mode can be used in combination with Warm for even more contemporary stylization, as only the pronunciation controls to tighten GALENAIA's pronunciation towards a more contemporary style, or alongside clearer classical modes to create a natural, full-sounding vocal performance leaning a bit more contemporary. Recommended combinations. Within GALENAIA's set of vocal modes, there are certain combinations that have unique or dramatic effects, so we want to highlight them as particularly recommended for this voice. For most of these combinations, we recommend that users do not fully max out the values of combined modes. Stable and supported. Combining supported and stable creates a strong stylistic change in GALENAIA, moving away from strict operatic singing into a more choral tone. This combination is notable for its increase in vocal and pronunciation clarity compared to an operatic style which shifts all pronunciation towards an ah sound, as well as a general reduction of vibrato.
logran captar el brillo estelar, formando los astros, rodeando la paz.
Using these modes together is ideal for all sorts of productions and allows users to quickly opt in or opt out of the more strictly operatic aspects of GALENAIA's style without losing her classical elegance. For a more operatic overall tone, users can swap Supported for the Throaty mode. Rounded and Throaty. Using rounded and throaty together creates the most exaggerated operatic sound, reducing the strength of consonants and pushing all vowels closer to a rounded, consistent sound as is typical of some operatic techniques.
Logran captar el brillo estelar, formando los astros, rodeando la paz.
This combination also dramatically increases the amount of vibrato in her pitch articulation, making it perfect for exaggerated moments. Due to its effect on pronunciation at high values, in this configuration, we suggest users limit the application of these vocal modes to around 200% combined. Nasal and Supported. Using nasal alongside Supported gives GALENAIA her strongest, most piercing tone. It leans heavily into pop stylization and tonality, ideal for a more belted sound.
Logran captar el brillo estelar, formando los astros, rodeando la paz.
By adjusting the pronunciation and other controls on either mode, you can change this combination to prefer a more classical or a more contemporary sound, but it is best used in more contemporary pieces. A slightly more classical leaning version of this effect is possible by using stable in place of Supported. Warm and nasal. Lastly is the combination of warm and nasal, which naturally brings GALENAIA to a tonally well-rounded pop stylization.
Logran captar el brillo estelar, formando los astros, rodeando la paz.
Due to its difference from her primary specialization, this combination has a strange effect on pitch, pronunciation, and timbre at its highest values. In this configuration, we strongly suggest users limit the application of these vocal modes to around 200% combined. Our recommended configuration is 100% nasal, 80% warm. Thank you for following along with this explanation of GALENAIA's unique vocal mode features. We know many users will prefer to experiment and find their own ways of using the voice, and we wholeheartedly encourage it. There are certainly many more possibilities and techniques to be found with GALENAIA's voice even beyond what we have examined here. We hope this in-depth explanation of GALENAIA's settings and a peek into the design process helped to provide our users with more tools going into projects with our new vocals after they release on March 27th.